Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of That's All Kayfabe with me and my buddy Gabe. We're celebrating episode 52, I believe, mathematically speaking. Let me crunch the numbers real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
52,
Mm-hmm.
52 weeks. That would mean we've been doing this for a year, right?
52,
I think.
52 divided by... Yeah, a whole
Yeah,
year, man.
it's been a
Wow.
year.
That is crazy. Do you remember when we were starting this podcast, like we were thinking about throwing ideas back and forth to each other? And I remember one of the key things we both said that we were going to keep this podcast to only an hour-long episode. Like that
I
shit went out
remember
the window after like episode 2, I think.
I'm about to say, like, the first episode was like a pretty clean hour. Like,
Yes.
I remember distinctively because I'll look back on like the names of them to make sure I don't like rename episodes like too often the same thing.
Yeah.
And it was the CM Punk one because that was when CM Punk came back to WWE. And
Shit, was that really a year ago?
yeah.
Wow.
That was what we talked about, and I was like, man, it's been a year. Like, I just remember that episode. That's kind of what, like, it was a great like starting point because it was like a big deal. You know what I mean? It was a big change and everything.
I know, like, we've done like a lot of recordings, but do you have? I don't know if you remember, but do you have like a favorite moment that something that you remember that stands out that we've recorded, like us like shooting the shit or like just making jokes or anything? Because I have one in mind that like for me, it's one of my favorite episodes we ever recorded, but I think it's the one with like the lowest views. And I remember because I was like, man, dude, this was so funny. Like everything we were saying, we kept on singing it in the tone of Cody Rhodes' theme song.
I was just singing that. I swear to you, I was just like, I remember the episode where we kept singing Cody Rhodes' theme song, like,
oh man,
whoa.
Oh man, I just remember like cracking up every time we would say something. And that was always like one of my favorite moments like we've recorded over the year. And I would just always look back on it and I was just like, fuck man, that's the one with the lowest views. Like that's like that should have been up, man. I feel like that's a banger, you know?
Yeah, I know that feeling, dude. Like we've had like moments like that where they're just like hilarious and it's just like, man, but yeah, that episode, I was thinking about it where we just kept singing Cody Rhodes over again.
Oh man, and it's like it's gotten to the point where we talk about Richard's love for Ric Flair like every episode now. And
I mean, it's undying.
It's undying, yes, just like Ric Flair, undying. And I feel like for the past 6 weeks, maybe 7 episodes that we've been in some fucking form, we've talked about the Costco guys in some
Dude, ever
form.
since I brought it up that one time, I remember when did I bring it up? Like at least like you said 6 episodes ago, maybe 7.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like a throwaway, like, oh yeah, this, and you had no idea who they were. I kind of had an idea, and now they just like we manifested it into existence of them.
Yes, I told that to my wife. Like I told that to Giselle. I was like, I feel like me and you created, like we spoke it into existence so much that the Costco guys are just part of the wrestling community now. Dude. And it's just like, it's just a meme. Like we just talk about that. Not like talking shit about that because it's maybe like a kid, whatever. But just like it's just so funny. And it's funny to the fact like it's blown out of proportion into like this match that they had this past Saturday. And I was like, man, dude, I feel like That's All Kayfabe started that, Oh,
you know what, man. I
man.
think too, we started the whole, remember when SGW, South Uganda Soft Ground Wrestling, when it first, the story first broke, and you were like, oh, that's a heartfelt thing. And I was like, you know what, dude, I think this is a scam. Like from day one, I was like, I feel like this is a scam. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be that asshole and think this is like a scam. I'm gonna be devil's advocate. And you were like, man, I hope not, because this is so heartfelt. And
But
then
it
like,
sure enough, it
dude,
was.
it's still
Oh
they still haven't
man.
gotten a ring yet. And then they like don't even talk about it anymore. And it's like, dude, like we just keep manifesting these things.
Dude, I know
you know?
we're manifesting this shit, dude. It's so fucking wild. And it's crazy like how like from each episode too, like we start off something, like when we talk about something, it progresses into like, oh, like this is actually great. Like the one thing that comes to mind is like the whole Rock inserting himself into the main event of WrestleMania, like taking Cody's place. Like, oh, this is fucking stupid. It should be this way. And then slowly, like, you know, fuck The Rock. Like, what a piece of shit. To like 2 weeks later, we're like, dude, this is some of the best work The Rock has ever done.
Yeah.
Like, I love the final boss, which eventually led to like one of the like best moments, like feel good moments of like WrestleMania history. Maybe like with the main
for
event.
now, yeah. For now,
Yeah, it's like
absolutely.
I can still watch that like last 5 minutes of that main event, and it still gives me I'm getting goosebumps right now, man. Just thinking about it.
I mean, the only asterisk I throw on that is that it should have been Stone Cold instead of The Undertaker, but it was still cool nonetheless.
I was just thinking that too. It's just like, but you know, also you know, related to Stone Cold, him and his ranch stories of taking care of Poncho, and you know, the Poncho the cat. You know, he had priorities, so I understand why he missed WrestleMania. But I think it would have been bigger if Stone Cold was a part of that. But it was still great, still fucking awesome.
Well, he's got the parasite in him now that makes him a crazy cat lady, right? That one in the brain.
Oh yeah, reminds me of that episode of The Simpsons where the crazy cat lady's like, "Oh no, like I take my medication, like I'm pretty okay now." And Marge takes it, goes, "This is just Reese's Pieces," and then she just goes, "Yeah," just starts throwing cats at them. That's gonna be Stone Cold in like 2 years.
Good old Stone Cold. He couldn't make it, but he's great now. He's living his best life.
But hey, man, here's to one whole year. I got a water with me, but here's to one whole year of That's All Kayfabe. Cheers.
Yeah, I don't have an energy drink here.
That's all right. I can't drink energy drinks. Well, I take a caffeine pill. I think it's like the same thing, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm perfectly fine. Just bulbing from the mouth. Let's talk about the first thing.
Well, what we got here is AEW Full Gear was last night as we're recording this on Saturday, the 23rd of November.
Yes.
Did you watch Full Gear?
No.
Good. I'm telling you, good. I kept telling you, like, I know every time you're like, hey, I'm thinking about buying it. And I'm like, don't. We can just read off.
Well, to be fair, the last one I bought was All In. I think that was the last one I bought because I wanted to see Brian Danielson versus Swerve Strickland. And that was actually a feel-good moment. And it was actually a really good pay-per-view. But this one, I feel like, well, it's just like a running thing now, where every AEW pay-per-view has like barely any build-up to it besides like the main event, and this is like no exception as well. I feel like, well, you know, Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay. I guess there's that one too. But
also,
yes,
the big match, a Big Boom, a Justice, what's his name?
Versus, Big Boom Justice, right? Big
versus
Boom Justice.
QT Marshall or whatever.
Oh,
that had quite the build up to it.
Dude, for a match that was on the pre-show, like I felt like that had more promotion than Mercedes Moné and Chris Statlander. Really goodness gracious! But I only was able to see the highlights from this pay-per-view on Twitter, on YouTube. And, you know, speaking of the Costco guys, I heard a lot of people gave a lot of credit to Big Justice, you know, right? That's him, Big Justice? Or no, AJ.
The little one, right? The one with the eyebrows?
No, the actual dad.
Oh, the actual, I forget what their names are. Like,
I think it's
but
AJ.
he didn't do too bad. He really didn't.
No, and I think they said that's his first time wrestling in like so many years
Yeah, I
too.
think it's so many years.
I was like, man, that's amazing, you know? And I saw like a couple clips here and there. And the one thing that just makes me happy was like this was just a regular good old like feel good match, like a heel versus a face, and you know, the heel being all snooty, the face getting in like big moves in, and you know, Big Justice with a better spear than Goldberg.
Dude, that spear wasn't bad at all for
It
being like
wasn't.
a little kid.
Uh-huh.
And then like not an athletic kid either. Like he reminds me of me as a kid, like all chunky and like
Dude,
awkward.
I know. I'm just like, man, like my inner child, like my 12-year-old self, it's just like that kid is living his life. He's living my dream of like wanting to like be in a ring and performing wrestling moves.
What a lot of people were speculating is funny that people were actually speculating was that the Rizzler was gonna turn heel on AJ and then go on QT Marshall's side.
Dude, just like the funniest thing, like I
Yeah.
kept on laughing at was just every time they cut to the Rizzler, he's just down the chair like,
Yeah. He knows like, oh, the camera's on me. I know what to do.
dude, I know he'll just be there. And oh man, dude, good for those kids, man. My one gripe was like when the match ended and they cut to the Rizzler like doing his thing and fucking like rude as fuck, like over the top. Moxley comes in with the fucking plastic bag and puts it over the Rizzler's head.
I mean, that's Moxley's character. What can you do if he's?
I guess so, dude.
That's how you get more heat on you.
He's a little
Nuclear
kid.
heat. Nuclear heat.
It's like it works. Everything's fine.
I got this picture here of Big Justice shares the bank account with his mother. That tells you all you need to know about what kind of character that
is. Oh my god! For audio listeners, it's the infamous media scrum with Tony Khan and CM Punk, where CM Punk just goes off, but instead of CM Punk, it's Rizzler. Oh my god! I love wrestling sometimes, man. It's so funny.
But yeah, we get into Full Gear. We go over real quick the winners, live grades, reactions, and highlights. This is from Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report. First, at the pre-show, Anna Jay versus Deonna Purrazzo. And I didn't see this match. I think all I saw was like the second one with, and then like the Rizzler, the fucking just AJ Justice, and then QT Marshall. But this one had Anna Jay pinning Purrazzo, and it got a C+.
I think it's kind of upsetting how I think Anna Jay, they sent her to Japan for a little bit, right? To fight over there.
Really?
And she was doing good. And just for them to bring her back and put her on the pre-show of like one of their bigger pay-per-views, I think that's kind of rude.
I mean, at least they got her on the card, but I feel like, I don't know, man. Like, they don't know what they're doing with their women's division. They have so many good women, and they're like wasting them, you know.
And two, speaking of like the women of AEW, there was only one women's match on the main card.
Dude, I was about to like analyze that once we got through the card, like about women and men, but one woman's match, that's disgusting.
I know, that's grow up. It's 2024.
Unacceptable.
And it's crazy to think that a lot of people were complaining about this with WWE like a few years ago, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like saying like, oh, they'll only do like one woman's match like per show, and it wouldn't even go longer than like 10 minutes, or you know, even like 8 years ago, like a women's match wouldn't go longer than like 7 minutes or like 5 minutes, you know? And it was the only women's match on the card, to where now I think to like NXT, and they advertised 4 women's matches for one show, and this was just 2 weeks ago. And just for AEW just to have one women's match on the show, and you know, again, it's Mercedes Moné, and you know, we said our fair piece about her already, and it's just like, man, y'all got like a whole stacked division. Like it's baffling. It's baffling.
Yeah, I'm befuddled by it.
And Anna Jay's really hot too.
She is. Deanna
Mhm.
Purrazzo's a good athlete too.
Yes, 100. Yes, 100%. Oh man, here I go.
Next one, Dante Martin versus Commander versus Buddy Matthews versus the Beast Mortos. And I saw this one; it was pretty good. I'm pretty sure Buddy Matthews won. Yeah, it got a B.
Well deserved.
Yeah, Buddy Matthews is good. He's. Do you see that one like picture? I didn't pull it up, but of him with like Rhea. He's with Rhea Ripley, right?
Oh, like his arms are so fucking big.
Dude, he's such a wide, thick ass dude, and I was just like, why the fuck isn't anyone like that person took a picture with Rhea Ripley? I'm like, dude, I want to take a picture with both of them. Like,
Yeah, dude.
Buddy
I've
Matthews,
always loved Buddy Matthews because I forget what his name was in WWE. Buddy Murphy. He was Buddy Murphy in WWE.
yeah,
But dude, I always pushed for him, man. Like he kicked ass. Always so fucking good.
no, he's a fucking built ass fucking athlete. Like, he's not even like those wrestlers now that are like real buff but like short. Like he's a good height. He's a fucking solid build. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, he's he is to me like almost like a Wardlow or a Powerhouse Hobbs. Just a big ass fucking dude.
He really is, man. And just for him to be put on the pre-show again, I mean, I understand you want to get the crowd hyped up and everything, but I feel like he's been there for such a long time already that he should be going for like the singles titles. Like, they can still be a faction, but just go for singles titles. Yeah, I got like 20 of them anyway. Go for one of those.
There's so many fucking titles, and then you even have. I mean, I don't want to like exile him to what is it, Ring of Honor?
Mm-hmm.
But
Exile.
I mean, yeah, I don't want him exiled over there. But I mean, you can get pretty big over there if you do like the right things. I mean, I wish they promote it better. But still.
Yep.
And then we finally get to the main event and of the opening 0 hour Big Boom AJ versus QT Marshall. Yeah, Big Justice hit the spear, and I mean, I'm glad it went that way, but fucking fighting dirty with the interference and did you see like and then they were like Paul White's coming out, and I was all, what the fuck, where the hell's Big Show been?
Oh, he came out.
Yeah, they were like, our guest commentator, and then it's all, well, it's no more BS or whatever they call him now.
Man,
like,
that's
no more BS or whatever.
I forgot about that. It's no BS.
No more BS. And then he came out, and the Rizzler came out, and he like held hands with the Rizzler as they came down to the ring. And I thought that was sweet. You know what I mean? Like, and the Rizzler was the terms I'm saying right now. I can't wait to hear Jim Cornette talk about
the Rizzler.
The Rizzler.
The Rizzler.
The Rizzler was the guest timekeeper, right? And so they had him on the bell. That's where he was. And then it was a pretty solid match. Like, it was surprisingly solid, and the crowd was like really hyped when they were, what's his name, hit the spear. And they won. Like
Big Francis.
Big Justice? No, Big
Justice. I think AJ and I think AJ Francis from TNA. That's why I'm getting so confused.
But yeah, he hit the spear. The crowd was all hyped, and they won, and the crowd was digging it, dude. That was like surprisingly over. You know what I mean? Like, considering I think I saw a clip of them at one of the weekly shows, and they were getting booed, but here, like, they were over. Like, everyone was like hyped up for it.
I remember seeing that too. A lot of people shitting on it on Twitter the past like last week or the week before.
Yeah, at least the last couple weeks.
Because they would do like the weigh-in. I know a lot of people were booing that because, like, unironically, he goes, the double chocolate chunk cookie. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was like that. It got to a point where I would think to myself, I don't care. It is what it is. Like they're gonna have a regular match. It's not gonna be anything special. But in action, it was just a totally different story. Just like, oh shit, like he could go. Like
Hmm.
it's kind of like the lack of a better the lack of the term celebrity. Like when they get into like a wrestling match, it's like we
Hmm.
thought the same thing with like Logan Paul, the same thing with like Bad Bunny
Bad Bunny
or
for sure.
Stephen Amell. Like those are the
Hmm.
three standouts I think are like, oh shit, like they could really go. And then you have Big Justice, right? No, Big Justice. See what I mean? Big
Yeah, I'm
Blue
not even
AJ.
sure of their names too. Like, I don't know who's who. All I know is like, yeah, this match, like you said, reminds me of like a gimmick celebrity match, but this guy, it was feel good. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
there was a clear good guy, there was a clear bad guy, and then the fans liked it too. They weren't like fuck Costco kids, fuck cookie.
I
Like
know, yeah.
kids were involved, and that's what like I think it was a great of bridging the gap between the older generation and the younger generation as far as bringing everyone together for wrestling. Like it was feel good. I don't know. To me, it was like, yeah, this is wholesome.
Plus, like how you said, bridging that gap between the older and younger generation, I think it did a pretty good job at bridging that gap between like hot trends on social media to the wrestling world. Where I think with WWE, do they ever capitalize on any trends besides like celebrities? If you could think of any.
Um, I don't know. Not any that come to mind out
Yeah,
of
cause
nowhere.
like for the longest time, we would say, "Oh man, this gimmick, this thing that's happening on TikTok, like it's running its course." Like how we say, "Oh, it's 15 minutes of fame. Should have ended like 4 hours ago." And I think I said that like last week and the week before and the week before and the week before and the week before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. At least the last 6 weeks, you've been saying that for sure.
But it's good, like the way it cultivated into this ending where a feel good ending, like
Feel
we
good.
said, like a heel versus a face. The face goes over, and not only that, it's like with a hardcore crowd like AEW crowd, Ring of Honor, um, like they weren't harsh on like the kids. That was my main thing because
Yeah,
kids take everything to heart, and hopefully that experience is just like like solidified their love for wrestling, and like nobody was like, oh fuck Big Justice, fuck the
yeah, yeah.
loser.
They could
It's
have
like I'm glad
easily.
it wasn't like that.
The crowd could have easily like just gone against it and been assholes, but no, they were all with it, and yeah, no, it was a feel good thing for it being like uh from the way it started with the whole Costco thing, which we can agree and disagree of how weird and cringe and all wacky that shit is, but for it to like turn into this it's a sweet thing.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. It's good
Yeah.
for everybody.
Hmm.
And this is the one props I'll give to Tony Khan, where it's like this ended in a really well and executed in a very good manner.
No, absolutely, and I hope I don't know, like I could see what if this actually brought in like buyers, like
Hey,
I'm gonna
maybe.
trip out. You never know because it was on 0 hour, like
Dude, like too, I don't know. I think I sent you the clip of like him promoting this match, the dad, when they were interviewing him in the back. Man, he sounded so much like an 80s wrestler, like
yeah,
promoting, and he would promote like this match like if it was like the match of his life.
yeah,
Maybe it's a match of his life.
the
It's
main
such a big
event.
crowd. Yeah,
Yeah,
and he's talking about like, oh, AEW Full Gear, at Hershey, Pennsylvania. I don't know where it was at, but like he announced the arena, he announced the pay per view, he announced the crowd, the city. It's like fuck, dude. Like they should be doing this all the time. Like it's feel like it's like like promo 101, like to
yeah,
get people to like view in. And he was promoting this match hardcore, like on other people's social medias, like with other TikTokers on podcasts and stuff. and on I think he was also on Jimmy Fallon, where he promoted this match as well. It's like, damn, this is what y'all need to do. Like, it's crazy.
No, yeah, a lot of people for AEW are just lazy and just like they'll just post on their thing, watch AEW on Wednesday night, or whatever. But this guy, he was going the extra mile because he was selling it like it was his fucking the glory match, like his fucking, what do you call it, magnum opus.
But good for them, man. I think this was the last show on the last match on the pre-show, correct?
Yeah, it was the main event of the pre-show, if you want to put it that way.
My main event. It was my main event, damn it.
So he won. This got a C+. Props to Marshall too for playing the good heel, and I'm sure making AJ or whatever look better,
Yes, he deserves his flowers, totally.
Yeah, he deserves it too. We have, I guess, the start of the actual pay-per-view.
Yes.
AEW World Tag Team Championship 4-way. That's a hell of a way to start a fucking pay-per-view. Private Party, Kings of the Black Throne, the Outrunners, and the Acclaimed. And it looks like Private Party kept the belts.
Does it bug you that we know like Brody King and Malachi Black are part of the House of Black? Like, is there a need to give them another name when it's only two of them?
Apparently, in this situation, no, you could have just said their names. I don't know why they need to have,
or just put like House of Black. It's like it's a
Black
faction, Like we get it. It's okay. That's my only gripe with it. I know when the claim came out that there's tension building up between Bowen and Caster right now. That's kind of hinting toward a breakup, because I think Caster's kind of like holding up the moniker of like being an asshole on Twitter. So he's like, "Oh, might as well be an asshole in real life." Kind of. That's kind of cringy in a sense, but that eventually costed them the match because Private Party did pin. I think they pinned Caster to retain.
Do you think the Acclaimed, and I don't mean like both of them, like if they were to ultimately break up, the Acclaimed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think both of them would succeed, or one would do better than the other, or what do you think about the Acclaimed? Because I think Bowens, which is the gay one, right? He's like the openly gay one. I think he would do great because he's gay too, and he's open about it. But also, I think he's like a pretty good wrestler. As far as Caster, I don't know, man. I don't think he'd do that well. It seems like too that they're trying to like bury him.
I agree with you. I was gonna say the exact same thing. I like Anthony Bowen. I feel like he has a little bit more charisma than Caster does, because Caster just does the rapping, that's the gimmick of the Acclaim. Like it's worked for them. But I think as singles competitors, like Bowen would succeed more.
I think so too. And then you could say, oh, what about Max Caster on the mic? And it's like, well, technically that's scripted, you know what I mean? Because he's already written that out. And I don't know, like I just feel like Bowen would be better at all the things that Max Caster does, you know what I mean? Especially by himself,
Yeah, I agree with you. It's crazy to think I've only seen the promos from the Outrunners, and I have not seen a match from them. But everyone is just like so hot for them right now.
Yeah, they remind me of like FTR before FTR got what's his name? Before, is it Dax, the one with the mustache?
Yes.
Before he got all fucking like talkative on Twitter to like the haters and stuff, and kind of like people turned against him,
It's FTR, like more, well, obviously it's more 80s themed, but pre misdemeanor. There you go. That was what I was thinking.
It's FTR without Dax talking shit about people, and without Cash getting the fucking gun charge
No,
or
he's
whatever.
not guilty. He's not guilty. And then
Not,
it's like they're chanting that.
they're just cheering.
I was
Not
like,
guilty.
the
Not guilty.
charges were dropped. That doesn't mean he wasn't guilty. Like,
Fight, fight, fight. That was that. Next year, Roderick Strong versus MJF. Adam Cole made the save. MJF submitted Strong.
oh my god, here I go. Are you tired of MJF's gimmick?
What's that? That he's just like a overly asshole person?
Yeah, like I feel like his insults are very like bottom of the barrel compared to like him like a year ago. Like a year ago when he was champion, like he was just doing real good. Like he was able to talk down on these wrestlers, these performers, without like going for like a low blow in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think before this match he grabbed a microphone and he said something along the lines of something like, "Oh, I'm gonna shoot you down like how your mom shot your dad." Because, yeah, just like bringing up like all that stuff, like he did, she did shoot his dad, and that was like a very traumatic experience for Roderick, I'm pretty sure. And I feel like he's just been doing that for every feud he's been in. I think that's my only gripe with it. I really love Roderick Strong, and I do like MJF, and the highlights I did see, like they were pretty hard hitting. And the end of the match, MJF brought in a chair and stomped on Strong's hand, and then they're like, "Oh, the Undisputed Kingdom came out to make the save," and I was like, "Oh, there's still a team." I didn't know there was still a faction, so it was Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and then I forget who else came out. But then everyone's sending to Strong while Adam Cole's focusing on MJF, and O'Reilly gets pissed off and shoves Adam Cole like, "You're supposed to be focusing on your friend." And they walk out. And Adam Cole's just like distraught with his tapeworm.
And the spray tan and the tapeworm. This isn't spray tan. It's antihistamine. Get all the tapeworms out of my body.
It's not a tan. It's jaundice. Get it straight.
I think MJF needs to be less of a teller and more of a shower with his heel. I don't know if it's him purposely doing it just because he's phoning it in, or if they're telling him to act that way, or he's just like diminishing in returns his stock. I mean, I haven't seen MJF in a long time, so I still recall him like kind of turning on Adam Cole or being with Adam Cole, that like likable asshole heel. So in my head, I still have a picture of me thinking he's like one of the best things that AEW has, which truthfully that might still be the case. Sadly, that he's one of the best things. Kind of like his diminishing returns of him, but I don't know. Like I just haven't seen enough AEW to really like give a good opinion about MJF. But I can believe like you said, what he just said about Roderick Strong. It's cheap pandering heat, and I don't know. It's not like the clever stuff that MJF used to do and stuff. It's kind of just phoning it in. I don't know if he means to do that or if he's just becoming less of a good wrestler.
I don't think it's anything against his wrestling at all. I still think he's a good wrestler, but I think I'm more into the idea that he's phoning it in because he got his check already. He got that contract that he wanted. That I think he's always saying that 7-figure contract that he's been wanting. So I think he got it. He's like, "Oh, well, since I have my contract now, like, why should I even try?" No, I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm assuming. Because it's like, I feel like if it relates to the real world where, we get our performance appraisals, you get a raise and I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm getting more. And then it forces you to like work harder. But then you're just like, wait a minute, I'm already getting paid this much. So it's like you run out the clock.
Yeah. No, I know that we all know that feeling where it's like, oh, I finally got a raise, but yeah, this isn't gonna make me work any harder. It's actually gonna make me work less.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
I don't know. I mean, I'm glad he's still on the card. It's just I don't know. At least this wasn't for a title, or he doesn't have a made up belt, so that's a good thing, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's the one thing we need is another made up belt.
Next here, TBS Championship match: Chris Statlander versus Mercedes Moné. And guess who won this?
Statlander.
You would have lost that. Monet defeated Statlander to retain.
I think this is one of Monet's better matches because she's actually wrestling somebody who can actually like wrestle.
I was about to say, I bet you Statlander made her look good.
Yeah, no, it did look like a good match, but it's like Statlander is top tier, and because who did Mercedes Moné fight anybody before Statlander? Like between Statlander and Baker?
Maybe Sheeta? Did she fight Sheeta before?
Sheeta, yes, it was Sheeta. Like for
That
some reason,
match
that match
sucked.
wasn't good either.
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't. It wasn't good.
I
That
put
one
that
was
on
just
Monet.
bad. Huh?
I think I put that on Monet. That was
I
like
would
her at
equally
fault.
put it on both. I feel like Sheeta, like she's a token champion. I think it's just because she's friends with Omega. Is that why? Like she became? Wasn't she? She's like the first women's champion, Sheeta, right?
No. It's Riho.
Oh yeah. Well, all those Asian are all those Asians. Oh, I need to learn Chinese, and I don't know. Hey, I need to learn Japanese.
I need to learn. No, I don't want to. I don't want to get canceled.
Do you
Never
see
mind.
that they cut that out
They
of
cut it
the?
out of Peacock.
Dude, did you see how they cut it out?
No, they just zoomed in on.
They zoomed in on Adam Pierce and like silenced what's the name, and then when it zooms out, it shows him there like this, and the crowd goes, yeah, like it fits the way they cut it. It actually looks like it wasn't there to begin with, but since we know, it's like, oh my god, like it's obvious. If you know, it's obvious, you know.
It's a man, dude. I gotta learn editing.
I gotta learn how to not be racist.
I gotta learn to speak Japanese because I know the difference between women.
I gotta learn how to speak horror. No, but Mercedes Moné, Chris Statlander. I mean, I'm glad they had a good match. Mercedes Moné was bound to, have a good match, especially with Chris Statlander, who's a good athlete. I hate that they're wasting the win on Mercedes with Chris Statlander because she deserves better. Mm-hmm. I hate how they're wasting Camille. And then the fact that, like you said, supposedly I haven't gone over the whole thing, but this is the only women's match.
It's the only women's match.
God, that's kind of like, that's real shitty.
It really is, man. And like you said too, it's a waste of Camille because I think ever since she debuted, she's only had one match, I think.
Maybe like against a jobber or something.
Yeah, something. It was a squash match. That's what it was.
Yeah, or either that or Mercedes was about to fight someone and they like switched Camille instead. Oh, never mind. You're taking on Camille, and Camille like squashed her. Did some.
Man, they should do it that way. It's like to put Camille, make her more established instead of like, just like the dumb bodyguard for Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a waste, you know.
It's a waste. It's very much a waste because she could easily be the white Jade Cargill, and I mean, I think she could. Not that we need a white version, but
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean. It's just like just like a good powerhouse.
I need to learn how to not be racist.
I gotta learn how to be. I gotta learn not everybody. I guess stuff.
Ooh, early.
Man, they're early.
Dang, they must still be on that hour
forward
schedule. Yeah, fall back.
Man, I actually had loose dollar bills.
I tell you, it's all those chicks you meet at the Magic the Gathering
I know, man. I blame Biden, man. I gotta learn politics.
There, Richard's there trying to be like a bard or something.
Bard, he's just dressed up. Oh, Richard. I
He
love you,
dressed
man.
like a bard, and he's like, "Nah, I'm just naked under here, under my one robe."
You think this is a costume? How dare you?
It's a lifestyle. But yeah,
I'm sorry. I guess that. Okay.
Waste of a women's, and we have a women's title too, right? And they didn't have that on.
They had the yeah, it was the celebration of between Mina and Mariah.
And they just shook their tits or something.
Yeah, that was on the that was later on during the same show.
Okay, that's cool. That's progressive.
I guess.
Women, I guess. I don't know. I guess. Here we have a Switchblade. Oh wait, quotation Switchblade Jay White versus quotations Hangman Adam Page. Who won here? White defeated Page.
Wow. After the match, an enraged Page attacked White. Attacked White and added a hard right hand to Christopher Daniels as the commentary team questioned what the latest loss would mean for this psyche. I saw like the end segment they did, like where they were like reversing everybody's finisher, and he did the kill switch, not the kill switch, switchblade. He did the switchblade. It was a good transition into it, but that's the only thing I really saw. I would have loved to have seen this match. I like both guys,
I'm glad Jay White is getting going over, because I think he deserves some to get over every once in a while.
Yeah, that's all I really had to say about this match, because again, I didn't get to really see the pay-per-view.
Well, that's good. Not enough women matches. That's a terrible thing.
That's terrible.
Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher, 9 of 15. God damn it.
Really? Wow.
Oh, maybe. Fletcher defeated Ospreay.
Wow, good for Fletcher. I saw clips of this match. Have you seen clips of this match?
No, I didn't see anything.
Okay, so this another thing that gripes me. We talk about Canadian destroyers and pile drivers. How it's Ospreay did a pile driver to Fletcher on the outside on the floor.
Life ending. It should be.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
They're on the other side of the apron, by on the hardest part of the ring.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's a steel steps set up right there between the ring and the commentary team, and they're just right there. And then Fletcher gets Ospreay in a pile driver, then jumps from the apron onto the steel steps.
What the fuck?
Let me see if I can find this clip for you.
That's some shit that I would do with my little monitos and shit. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's something I would see on fucking 2K.
That's some crazy shit.
Let me see if I could find this clip, because I want you to play it and I want to get your reactions on it. But he does that, and then they go into the ring and he does another finisher, and Ospreay still kicks out at 2. And it just blew my fucking mind, because this shit looks painful, dude.
That should be life ending. A pile driver on the hardest part, or on the steel steps, or anywhere. I don't know.
Yes, man. And it's crazy to think that they did that segment with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton a few weeks ago, and he gave the pile driver to Randy Orton, and they made it sound so devastating. And this is why this move is banned. It shouldn't be done. and they stretched it out Randy Orton, and they made it seem so devastating, like, oh, this could be life threatening. Real
What the fuck?
You see how
I didn't know it was a tombstone.
But look how dangerous that looks.
Yeah.
It's like you think that should have ended the fucking match.
Yeah.
And
that should have
man.
This isn't like a hardcore match too. That should have just ended it like, nah, we're stopping this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like if this is really like a blood feud of like a brother betraying a brother.
Damn, this dude is all fucking, oh my god.
Dude, I would act the same way. And I will stay like this too for the rest of the match because I'll be thinking, man, why the fuck is this match still going on? Like 20 minutes after this spot happened. It's like if it's a blood feud between like, you know, two brothers. I don't know if they're actually brothers, like two good friends, you know? And you think like, oh, he really wants to end his career, like the ref would go and like stop the match right there and give the win to Fletcher. Or like end it in disqualification. I feel like that would have made the win better for Fletcher. As far as like, oh dude, like what a fucking asshole. But instead he still won in a clean manner.
I'm about to say it wasn't for a belt either, so it could have been fine that way, you know?
Yeah, man. And excuse me. And just for it to like continue on from that spot and like do Frankensteiners and the Hidden Blade and the Oz Cutters and you know like the Brainbusters, everything. It's like, how the fuck are you still going on? Like that's what I'm confused about. I feel like I'm just complaining about it, but at this point, I'm trying to think of it like where it makes sense. Like I don't understand like where it makes sense. If I would have seen the match itself, like I would have been like, oh dude, this is a good match. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a good match, but it's like in a confusing way where these order of events were done and like how the ending of the match was executed, you know? Because I think the way the match ended was Fletcher did like the DDT, like the suplex into a DDT on the top rope, like what Sami Zayn did to Gunther at WrestleMania. He did that, and that's what sealed the deal.
I don't see why a tombstone to the stairs wouldn't be just as powerful, if not more.
I know. It's I don't know, man. I'm just a fan at this point. I really don't know what I should be saying.
I'm glad he at least won from that spot. You know what I mean? Like it'd be silly if that spot was done and he just didn't win at all at the end. I don't know.
Yeah, man. It's like he can still do like the flips and stuff. Like I don't mind that at all. Like that's what made me more of a fan of it. But do it to a point where it makes sense, where it makes it look devastating instead of making it look pretty. And the spot did look devastating, but it kind of gets diminished from being able to kick out at 2.
No, absolutely. It's ridiculous the shit they can kick out of in the order that they do it.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. The match of the year.
Speaking of flips,
6 stars.
Speaking of flips, no, I thought it was gonna be the Ricochet match.
Oh, I thought it was too. So,
yeah, champagne celebration. So this is what we got from.
She's lost a tooth. Hit her lip, lost her tooth. I'm not sure what happened, but it seems pretty clear that the friendship between Mariah May and
oh, she turned on her like
Oh my God, I saw a tooth fly out. She's gorging herself on the champion.
Okay,
that's hot.
So yeah, no, I like Japanese. I wish I gotta speak Asian.
Did you see this celebration?
No. This a little clip we just saw here is all I saw, and I guess they're kind of like mimicking what's her name did to
Toni.
Oh my God, to Toni Storm with the shoe and all that. I guess.
So they were on the stage celebrating and everything, you know, dancing, shaking their tits, whatever. And Mariah May had the wine bottle, and she tries swinging it at Mina, but Mina ducked, and she's like, kind of like, what the fuck are you doing? So she kicks it out of her hand, and Mariah just spits in her face. And so that leads to Mina like yelling at her and spears her. So what I'm thinking, she's supposed to spear her off the stage and go through the tables because there's tables right there. But when she spears her, there's like this fucking hard plywood box that's there. They fucking like bounce off of it, slide off, and then go through a table. Like it looked so dense. Like it looked fucking dense.
They
And I
missed
guess
where they were supposed to go.
yeah, so that eventually led to like their friendship ending, and hopefully this is going to be the next match on the next pay-per-view whatever the next pay-per-view is, because we need more women's matches. We need more Mina.
Honestly, though, like with women, they could do this and be best friends like the next week, right?
Yeah, I think they'll just talk shit about each other for like the rest of their lives.
Yeah, but they can like make each other bleed, and then next week, oh no, we're best friends, and still like dance with their titties out or whatever.
Yeah. They sure will, man. They sure will.
That was good to take away time from a women's match for that, I guess. Next we have here TNT Championship match, Daniel Garcia versus Jack Perry, and Daniel Garcia won.
He's Let's go. Finally, dude. Finally. Is this his first singles championship for Daniel Garcia?
Garcia defeated Perry. Garcia teased using the TNT Championship. It does not say anything about that, but I'm happy with this same result too. I'm glad one, Jack Perry doesn't deserve it. Two, Daniel Garcia deserves any title. So yeah.
Let's see. Is this Daniel Garcia's first championship in AEW? I guess so. Yeah. Claims first title as AEW's new TNT champion, which is good, man, because this title run from Jack Perry's been so lackluster.
Yeah, no, he's not worth whatever kibbles and bits they fucking pay him to fucking do this shit. Fucking Jack Perry talking shit about him, and he starts fucking
giving us
pulling all the cables out of the fucking internet box outside.
I know, trying to get all the copper wire to afford his bus funds.
He's sticking my one of those things underneath my truck.
Oh, your catalytic converters?
Yeah, my catalytic converters. Piece of shit.
Like, damn it, Jack Perry, I told you stop doing that.
Damn
and
it.
He just stands there like this.
Real glass. He just
cry me a river. He fucking drives down the street, but his bus breaks down.
No, he's in like a regular bike, but it's like modified, like by a meth head to fucking be a motorbike.
A motorbike. Oh my god, it's a fucking moped.
But no, I'm glad Daniel Garcia won. I think he deserves to be bigger than what he was. So awesome.
Hell yeah, man. I hope he could do more. Well, let me rephrase that. I know he's going to do more with this championship than what Jack Perry has done.
Absolutely. Fuck Jack Perry.
Fuck Jack Perry.
AEW International Championship match, Ricochet versus Konosuke Takeshita. And Takeshita defeated Ricochet to retain.
As it should be.
This was an unnecessarily long match that would have benefited from fewer minutes and a faster pace.
The crowd never sounded. It was completely invested in this match. A theme throughout the show and likely reflective on the quality of the stories on this card.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
Dang, it's not Dave Meltzer writing this shit.
You know what's crazy is that I didn't even know this match was on the card. Because I thought the card only had 8 matches?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping count. We could count after we're done because I know there's a few more matches. But Yeah, I really hope Ricochet finds his footing there. I hate that people are being so much more critical of him because I'm pretty sure he's doing the same things that he would do at WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's just got him under a microscope over there, and I feel like it's the opposite with Ricochet that we've had with a lot of other talent migrating from WWE to AEW, where everyone like thinks they're great and like gives them all this buzz and oh man, this is badass. But it seems like now they're burnt out with like, oh, more WWE talent over here.
Mm-hmm.
Like unlike at first when it was oh cool, we got someone from over there, like with Ruby Soho and Toni Storm and Keith Lee, and like now it's
Mm-hmm.
like they're burnt out. Like, nah, we don't need WWE people over here anymore.
Yeah, yeah. It's running its course, just like the Costco guys. I'm just kidding. But unlike the Costco guys, this isn't ending in a good ending.
No, this is unfortunate because
The bad ending.
the doom,
The doom.
because I want to see Ricochet flourish. Like I think he deserves to. It just sucks that this. I don't know what it is. This stigma or something or some stench that he can't wash off of still being over there.
I think it's his promo skills, man. Like he really needs to work on that. Like somebody, oh shit! I need to see if I like this post because I remember it was somebody critiquing Ricochet, where people like Ricochet saying like he wants to like flourish in the company, or when he talks about he wants to be like the next big star, to represent AEW. Shit. If I could find it, I don't know if I liked it or anything. There's a lot of shit about the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, it was somebody talking along the lines of like, like he could. It's just like he's doing these things like just to like the in moment, like talking about for the moment, like to, I guess to be like a highlight reel, but it gets diminished by his promo skills.
Mm.
Because have you heard his promo skills? Like they're not good.
I don't think I've ever heard his promo skills.
It's not good. It's very plain Jane. It's nothing rememberable. Nothing like that, man. I really don't. He's been kind of like shitty, like on the promo skills. Like it's not good at all.
No, it's unfortunate because I do believe in him. I believe in Ricochet. I mean, he was able to keep his actual name and not be like, oh, it's Buddy Matthews.
I was able to find it. There was a quote where it says that Ricochet says he's going to prove he can carry a company during his run in AEW. A place where he can finally show the world who he is. Quote, I'm going to show everyone that I'm the man. I'm going to prove that I can carry a company. It's time to show everyone why I'm here. It's really freaking cool that people wanted me to stay in WWE, but it feels right here. It feels natural. This is a place where I can finally show the world who I am. And this guy who was critiquing him, it's kind of like a long one. It says there are wrestlers like this guy who set themselves unrealistic standards. A lot of wrestlers' peak will be at the mid-card level, and that's fine. There have been many mid-card wrestlers who fans look back upon and adore. Only if you get to the top and stay there, Ricochet is not one of them. He has not experienced ever being at the top. The only thing he has the only thing he has going for him is his in-ring wrestling. What good is his wrestling though if he can't cut a promo to save his life? What good is his wrestling if he can't get fans invested to anything he says, but instead gets laughed out for once again cutting a horrible promo? What good is his wrestling if he does not know how to tell a story? What good is his wrestling if when he appears on screen, you hear nothing but absolute silence from the crowd and people at home changing the channel? Ricochet doesn't have the look. Son of a bitch, where'd he go? Ricochet doesn't have the look. He doesn't have an ounce of aura. He comes out and you feel nothing until he performs maybe one or two insane moves inside the ring. He does those moves. The next night he appears. And guess what? Silence again until he has to do something crazy again to get the audience to care. Ricochet has nothing to offer the audience, but some moves can't be performed by many other performers today. The highest he will ever get to, even within AEW, is being the mid-card champion, and that's absolutely fine. What Ricochet needs to be told is he's not going to be the guy who will be looked to in order to carry their product. He will not be the guy to carry any company. He will just be one of the guys, and again, that's totally fine.
That's such a mean. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of true, but it's so mean. It's like you're never gonna make it, and that's fine.
That's
you're
fine.
Never gonna make it, but that's fine.
That's fine.
You just
Everything's
need to
fine.
know that
Everything's great. Everything's great.
it's so. Ouch. I don't know.
It is. And after reading that, it's like, fuck, man. I love Ricochet too, but I feel like this has some truth to it. You know?
Yeah, it does. It really does. Especially after so many years of him working, it kind of is just the truth,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully he can find his footing there, man. It's we all just want to see these wrestlers succeed.
Yeah, no, for sure. We have Swerve Strickland versus Bobby Lashley. And Lashley defeated Swerve Strickland. Wow, they buried him. I know. Okay.
It's like, here comes the shovel. Here comes Mark. Me and Mark are going to go cry about it.
Terrible. Buried a black man. Oh, with another black man. Okay, that works.
Wait a minute. So this is fine?
Black on black violence?
It's like, oh, it's just no, never mind. I gotta stop.
I gotta learn Japanese.
I gotta learn burning. I gotta learn digging.
I guess this. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they could have had Bobby Lashley beat someone else that was less. Like I get they're trying to bring him to the top, but Lashley's kind of already established, like. Of a name,
It bugs me that Bobby Lashley's first match was a squash match, and then his second match in the company is against a former AEW champion.
Yeah, that's a little too much.
It's like you should be, if you wanted to do that, it's like, why are you going to give him a squash match? It's like everybody knows Bobby Lashley already. Just put him against another competitor like that's on your roster, and just give him like 7 minutes. Like, it doesn't have to be like a really crazy match. Just show how dominant Bobby is, and then let that build up for weeks, and then put him in a match against Strickland. But it just bugs me that they did this match so fast. That's the one thing that bugs me.
Like, he was just like, "Oh, you want to be on the pay-per-view? Yeah, who do you want to face? I guess Swerve. All right, cool." And then
all right, cool. Everything's fine.
No story at all.
Ah, man. But good for Bobby Lashley, though. And I hope Swerve Strickland can recover from this. But then again, I don't know if this is necessarily like a burial. But to put your top stars against a quote-unquote newcomer just for them to lose, I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to find something to complain about. I'm not too sure.
I think it's a little bit of everything because, I mean, I'm here trying to find something to complain about too. And yeah, I like Bobby Lashley, but did he really need to face Swerve Strickland and beat him? I mean, but I probably would have been mad if Swerve won too. So I don't. I can't really think of a good. Like, they should have just had him in a squash match. Like, why didn't they have him in the 0 hour? It would have like created buzz, and he could just squash someone.
Or even then, it's like you could have like a good match between the two. Like, just end it in like a no contest. Like, let it hit like a 15-minute time limit. But knowing Tony Khan, he probably gave this like an hour or 30 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like let it hit the time limit. Let it go to a no contest or a disqualification. Like, all your matches doesn't need to have like a definitive winner. But I can't recall the time like a match has ended in like disqualification or like count out.
Or they could have even, I don't know if that would have been a good thing though, where Lashley like spears Swerve so bad that he can't continue the match or something. Like,
he actually speared Swerve through the barricade in this match.
Well, they could have done something like that where he speared him so hard that he can't continue, and
They couldn't make the count.
Or they like do a thing where he like Lashley's so out of it and Swerve is coming off the top rope and Lashley spears him while Swerve comes off the top rope and they both stay down for the 10 count. No contest.
Something like that, because I know
they both look tough, where they both like come out like, there's no contest, but they both come out looking tougher than they did, because it was like out of respect, they both beat the shit out of each other,
Yeah, it doesn't always have to end in like somebody winning, somebody losing, because it's just like you booked yourself into a corner where it's, how do you say, you got two top guys or like two strong competitors, and you're just like, well, I have to make one of them lose. It's like, no, you don't. It's like you can work your way around it. Like they've been doing it in wrestling for years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
Like why try to change that stigma of having to, like make a decisive winner? It's like it would be different if this match ended disqualification right away. But it's like you could have that long match. They're beating the crap out of each other. And then, like, it's a count out. But, they still continue beating the shit out of each other. People come and, like, separate them. Like, make them, like, hate each other. Like, make it meaningful.
Mm-hmm. Lick my balls. I don't know.
Dude, fucking... I gotta learn booking.
AEW World Championship match: Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley. And
oh man, this match was a clusterfuck.
Moxley retained over Cassidy, as it should be. I would hope so.
Yeah, I didn't see Cassidy winning at all against Moxley. Do you see him having a fighting chance?
I would hope not. I honestly would hope not. Like, I could see it happening just because of Tony Khan, but I would hope not.
Orange Cassidy got busted open pretty bad in this match. And I don't know if you saw the clip, but Orange Cassidy, he's sitting on the top rope, and Moxley goes up there and fucking rakes his back. But he doesn't do it like fast. He's there digging his fingers so bad in there, he cuts him open.
Really? Goddamn.
Yeah, he cuts him open, like, really, like, it's just one line, like, just straight. I was like, man, how the fuck do you get past that in, like, planning backstage? It's like, I just imagine Moxley going, hey, I'm gonna rake you, but I'm gonna rake you really fucking hard. Like, are you gonna be okay with that? Then he's just there.
He didn't know. He thought he was just... He thought he didn't answer him, but he was really just asleep with his sunglasses on.
Right? It has the fake googly eyes on the glasses. But man, that spot was so unsettling. It made me wince when I saw the highlights. And I mean, it was a good back and forth, but eventually it had like a lot of like run-ins that because Claudio and Pac, they came out, and I forgot who. Then some other teams came out.
They said Willow Nightingale came out and speared Marina Shafir.
Yes. I'm trying to think of who else that came out to attack Claudio and Pac. It was some tag team. I don't remember who it was though. They came out, and then like everyone was distracted, and then Wheeler Yuta came out as well. Fuck. And then he attacked Orange Cassidy, and eventually Moxley ended up winning. And fuck, dude, like they were fucking up Orange big time. After the match, he's there all bloodied and everything. They kept him up, and then Willie Uter starts pouring fucking alcohol, like rubbing alcohol all over Orange's face. And I'm like, can't you blind him? Like, I understand you're doing it for the wounds, but it's like, fuck, like. I wouldn't want to get that shit in my eyes,
No, fuck no, that would hurt.
Adam Page comes out. He hits Wheeler with the chair, and Moxley and Page are staring at each other. And while they're staring at each other, Christian Cage comes out, attacks Moxley, and he's going to use the contract to cash in to become champion. But then Jay White comes out and does the finisher, his switchblade on Christian Cage. And then Jay White gets jumped.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ.
By Claudio and Pac. So they grab Moxley. They're leaving. And then when they're leaving, they're trying to go in their truck. It gets hit by a fucking car that Darby Allin's driving. So then the rough, what are they called? Rough Riders? Is
The
that
Death
what
Riders? That's what
Death Riders.
Death Riders.
The Death Riders, they steal a van, like an Escalade, and they drive off. And like Darby Allin's there, like screaming at the top of his lungs, like at them, like keep on running. Like I don't know what he said, but he's all bloody. And like the other faces of the company are there with him, like, yeah, like fuck you, whatever. It was a lot. It was a lot to take in.
Well, that was Full Gear. Apparently, that was it. I'm trying to see how many matches there were. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Damn.
The champagne celebration. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it was 9 minus 9 with the champagne celebration.
And then 3 matches in the pre-show, so 12 matches total.
And only 1, 2 women's matches if you count the pre-show, but just 1 women's match on the
pay-per-view. I was hearing a lot of mixed reviews about this pay-per-view, man. It wasn't looking good.
That's a shame.
Man, we talked about Full Gear for a whole hour. I never want to talk about AEW ever again.
I try to see what that was. Full Gear though. Yeah, no. We'll see what else. What else do I have here? Let me see. Oh, speaking of AEW.
Oh, damn it.
Speaking of AEW, and moving on to the news. Sources claim AEW and Danhausen have not been in regular contact for over 6 months, aside from any date approvals. Danhausen was set to return from injury about a year ago, but expressed frustration to Tony Khan when plans for his return changed. There were pitches to bring Danhausen back earlier this year, but nothing materialized, though he remained willing to return to AEW. AEW was of the belief that Danhausen wanted to prioritize indie bookings over wrestling on Collision on Saturdays. On the other side of things, it was said that he indicated to AEW that there were family-related reasons that caused adjustments to his availability. AEW had seen him doing indies before that period and believed he didn't want to work Collision. So what do you think about Danhausen not wanting to work and or supposedly not wanting to work, right?
I wouldn't blame him. Like, man, it's weird because I would think back to like 2022, like 2021, 2022, where like Danhausen was such like a big thing, like coming out and cursing people, like, you know, doing that, and it was just funny, and it got over it. Everyone was into it, and then like out the blue, like he just kind of like phased away. I never knew he was injured this whole time, and it sucks. Like he was just like a really big gimmick, like in your company, like help generate money and everything. And I guess it gets to a point, like you said, like we read, of frustration, where, you know, your boss ain't like abiding for you or anything like that. So I can understand why he's frustrated. Like he has to make money somehow, and it's not in AEW that he's gonna do it.
Do you think, because he's real close friends with CM Punk, right? Danhausen? Do you think that has anything to do with him not wanting to work AEW because of the way CM Punk left, and he's still, you know what I mean? Like he
just being salty.
Where he's like, nah, Punk, I'm gonna treat them like shit because they treated you like shit. Fuck them. And I bet you CM Punk is like, this is my scenario where CM Punk's like, nah, man, go ahead and do what you need to do to make money. Nah, fuck that. I can I can do indies. Fuck these guys. You know what I mean? Like he's that close to CM Punk.
I feel like it's either that or maybe Tony Khan is still salty, where that the fallout with CM Punk, and he knows like Danhausen and Punk are like openly friends.
Well, Starks too. Starks is friends with Punk too.
Yeah, and where's he been?
Shit. Yeah.
It's like, where's he been? And I know he's friends with Brody King. And Brody King is, he's still doing okay. Like, he's big, like, over with the crowd. But I feel like it could work both ways. Like, maybe, Danhausen's like, oh, like, you're my friend. Like, I'm going to defend my friend. Or maybe Tony Khan is salty, saying, if you're going to be friends with him, like, I'm going to do this way. Mm-hmm. My life was in danger.
I don't know. I like the Danhausen gimmick. I don't like it enough to where this really affects me. And yeah, I'm kind of in the middle where I'm like, I care, but I don't. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I if he's there, cool. But if he's not, that's fine. They have enough other talent that they need to try to like get on TV and get over. And I could see him more as like being exiled to Ring of Honor than anything. I don't know.
Exiled. I love that you're using that term.
Exiled because people go to Ring of Honor just kind of fade away too.
Well, we'll see what happens, man. I don't see him going to WWE at all.
No,
it's not. It's not a big gimmick to be like that over.
He's not going to get ID'd by WWE.
Get ID'd.
He's just there on the ID'd. Yeah. I don't think so.
Oh man, but hopefully he finds like a proper footing in there, man. Because I know it's tough, like having to be doing any of that stuff,
Yeah, no, for sure. And then if he's just coming off of an injury too, like you said, if he was injured for a while, it's even tougher.
Yeah.
Speaking of AEW, still AEW shows in smaller buildings is a great idea. Smaller venue should equal louder atmosphere. So let's hear this thing from Brian Alvarez talking about AEW will be looking at running smaller buildings in 2025. Let's just nod your head if you can hear it too.
Yeah.
I have been told that there is headway being made in running smaller buildings. Now you hear that and you think, why does headway need to be made? Just book smaller buildings. Well, apparently, there actually was, and I cannot give you all the details. I don't know all the details, but there was a logistical reason why they were running a lot of larger buildings, and it had to do with the set, and in particular, the lighting rig. There was something that they had in their set that was basically too large and heavy to get into smaller buildings. And so they have been working on retooling it so they can actually get their set into smaller buildings. And so I think as the year is like 2025 kind of starts coming in, they've been talking about different ideas for production and everything like that. I think we're going to finally get the move. There are going to be smaller buildings. They're going to work on some production. And hopefully that will be a positive in terms of how the show looks, sounds, etc. on television. And they'll save a lot of money. So,
what do you think about that? About them? Those are the reasons, apparently, for smaller venues.
As far as like moving into smaller buildings, they should have done that a long time ago, man. They should have done it a long time ago. If they move into smaller venues, I think they could have so many sold out shows to where they could still generate enough money and to be able to pay their wrestlers properly. But for like just blaming like the lighting rig and stuff like that, it confuses me because it's like, I guess in a way, yes, you spent a lot of money already to set up the stages and whatnot, like to have such a big setup going on. But you're $1 million company. I feel like you could invest in like a smaller setup to fit in said venues.
Well, not only that, it's not like he only runs a wrestling company. He also has a football company, a soccer like team. Like you're telling me he can't take that lighting rig that they use in wrestling and either sell it to someone or use it somewhere else and then buy a smaller one and like instantly, you know what I mean? Like instantly take care of that issue and modify the set quickly. Because like look at WWE when they had to like book more people, like they had the same buildings, but they needed to make more space, so they changed like the pieces, like the set pieces, to accommodate for more people in the building. So like they were able to do that on the fly. You're telling me like AEW, nah, we're stuck with what we have. We have to only be able to do it in these certain fittings. You know what I mean? They can't adapt that quickly.
I feel like it probably has to do with like a contract and scheduling setup to where they already booked out these venues. You're like, fuck, like we already booked out for the rest of the year. We might as well just go through with it, I feel like that's a major reason too. But if it's that, it's like I could understand having a big stage to fill up that whole arena that you're doing, and but I feel like they do have the capability of making a smaller setup, and hopefully soon, man, like into the new year. My one thing is, if they move to smaller venues, I want the prices for these fucking pay-per-views to go down too.
I would hope so.
I would hope so too. I was looking up on my phone real quick. I was looking up what does Tony Khan own, and well, AEW. He owns AEW. True Media Networks. Khan is the owner and chairman of True Media Networks, a sports analytics firm based in Boston. Its clients include ESPN, NFL, and over 60% of Major League Baseball clubs. Wow. He owns Ring of Honor. He has an made a strategic investment in Activist, an entertainment company that provides management services for artists. He's the sporting director and general manager for Fulham FC, a Premier League football club. He helps promote the Premier League in the 2017-2018 season. He's a senior vice president of football and technology for the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team owned by his father, Shahid Khan. And it says Khan also owns a real estate portfolio that includes mansions in the Nordics and buildings in Illinois, Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, and Manhattan. So he's banking. He is absolutely banking. Like you're telling me you can't make these changes like right now?
That's what I said. Yeah, like you can't just adapt like that quickly. Like, oh no, we're stuck with the lighting rig we got. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You know what I mean? And like you said, the changes would, like going to smaller venues would only help, and then with the atmosphere as well, because you'd feel like you're in a more filled venue. It would help the wrestlers' morale. It would help the fans' morale because they'd feel more closer and louder. And it just seems like it just would be all positives instead of these big hollow venues that they do,
Yeah, man. I really, in the retrospect of things, in a more positive manner, I do hope they do move to smaller venues because, like what Brian Alvarez said here, I think it will help build up a better atmosphere, like for wrestling. If it was in a smaller venue, like it's more interactive in a way, it's more personal, and it could be like better crowds, better shows. Like you can still have your setups to have the pay-per-views and everything, and it'll be a better market for the company too. It might not generate a lot of money, but if you have them in these smaller venues, maybe you can have better shows for Ring of Honor as well, to where a lot of people don't know Ring of Honor in general, and the wrestlers that are performing in Ring of Honor, you don't have to air these shows in the big arenas that it's like 75% empty.
Yeah, and then it gives you different locations to go to also, because some cities don't have these big ass stadiums. They have smaller, more intimate venues, so you can have your shows in like unique places.
Yeah, and it just makes me think of like that show they're gonna have in Australia on that football field. What they're gonna have here in Texas, in Dallas or Arlington for All In next year, right? It's All In.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they're saying y'all in. I remember. Man, I hate Texas so much.
Oh my god, that's a little too cheesy for me.
It is cheesy. I might try to go to it when they sell tickets. Not unless they're being sold right now. It's ridiculous, man. But hopefully it does good for the business aspect of it. Like, I just want better production from these shows. That's what I really want.
No, yeah. And I hope it does better in the morale part for the fans and the wrestlers, because they see a filled arena half empty, they trip out. They see a filled up arena, look better, feel better,
Yeah, and hopefully they do shrink down on the size of the sets, because sometimes less is more, man. That's what WWE is doing, like, just the one screen so fans could sit behind the stage. Like, that's smart. They should have done that a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. No, for real. Next year, we're moving to WWE now. Jinder Mahal has revealed how WWE stars hide underneath the ring. When we're in a commercial break, or maybe when there's a video package playing, all the lights in the arena go dark. Throughout the night, the ring crew is coming out to change something. Generally, you can sneak under there without anybody noticing. I've done that a bunch of times. Underneath the ring, it's called a bed. There's a little mat there, and there's a gentleman by the name of Nick Daw who's under with a monitor. They have got water bottles down there. They've got Diet Cokes, Red Bulls. So if you have your bed, you've got your monitor, and Nick actually has a headset to the producers.
I think that's bullshit. I think they actually have a secret tunnel that leads from backstage to go underneath the arena and underneath the ring.
Some of the arenas got to have that, like, underneath shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like some of them do.
Did you ever watch wrestling when you were younger?
Yeah.
Did you ever have, like, those crazy ideas that, like, how did it come out from under the ring? And I would think, oh, like, there's a tunnel that leads from the back underneath the arena, and it's a trap door underneath the ring. That's how they get underneath the ring. That's crazy.
I would trip out, like, when, like the Undertaker or somebody would come out from under the. Well, you wouldn't even know, but he would just appear.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be like, well, what the fuck? Like, it's got to be a trap door. And then there's, like, those instances where you've seen where, like, Kane comes out from under the ring, like he rips a hole in the canvas, or the Undertaker, he's taking him straight to hell or whatever, and they take him down. That would always trip me out, because I'm like, how are they wrestling without hitting that soft spot of the ring to where they would fall through,
Like, there has to be a trap door or something. As far as, like, on the canvas itself, it's like you would go to shows, and it's have you been to a wrestling, like a WWE show, like, in person?
My brother has. I haven't.
So I've been to a bunch of them.
He said they're really loud. Like, the one he went to was fucking loud.
It's fucking loud. Like, it's so loud in the arena. And what's crazy is, like, one of these shows I went to, the lead up to WrestleMania 30, in a dark match, John Cena was going to face Bray Wyatt, but the Wyatts were going to jump him. And the Undertaker shows up out the blue, like, while me and my friend were there. And I just remember, like, freaking, like, oh, shit, the Undertaker said the lights go off, but everyone has their flash on from their phones. So you can still see, like, their silhouettes and everything. And you just see Undertaker come up from under the ring and, like, go in, and the lights come on. He's just, like, standing there. Like, I was just like, but dude, me and my friend were freaking out so much. It's like, it just glazes over, Like, it's crazy, like, how they're able to, like, manipulate, like, the stuff on TV, like to say, like, oh, he actually appeared in the ring. Like, where the fuck did he come from?
Wasn't it Wasn't it the British Bulldog that, like, hurt his back on a trapdoor? Or am I thinking of someone else?
It was the British Bulldog that he got, like, a back body drop, and he landed on the trapdoor, and eventually, like, I think they said it ruined, like, the rest of his career. From the way he was able to wrestle.
That's fucked up.
It is, man. Like, it's very upsetting that they're just, like, careless, like, when it comes to that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that was, like, a thing I believed as a kid. like, oh, there's a trapdoor under the ring, and like Undertaker actually appears like out of thin air, and it makes me think of how when I was younger, my friends and we all thought wrestlers sung their own theme songs.
I can see that.
Yeah, like I legit thought Big Show sung his own theme song. I thought Triple H somehow sounded like Lemmy from Motorhead. But I was like, oh yeah, Shawn Michaels sings his own theme song.
I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah.
Yeah, I always remember that. I thought the Dudley Boys sung their own theme song, but I forgot who sung their song. But it was like, get up, drop the bombshell, get up, this is out of control. Like Static X, like they sound like Static X.
Rey Mysterio sing, booyaka, booyaka.
Rey Mysterio.
Booyaka, booyaka.
I was like, I didn't know Rey Mysterio was part of POD. What the fuck? That's crazy.
Good old wrestling, smoke and mirrors.
I know, man. I'm just so gullible.
It's fun though. It's fun to believe. Going back to AEW, Tony Khan says that he believes most of the top black wrestlers in the world are now in AEW. We've been fortunate enough to be able to build up some stars and also have a lot of great free agents come in to where I think so many of the top wrestlers, some of the top black wrestlers in the world are in AEW. And I really think most of the top black wrestlers in the world are now in AEW, but I think that is a conscious thing, but I also think it's great and it's awesome to hear that. CHO Go Sports. It's great. It's great. Black wrestlers are great.
Black wrestlers are great. Yes. Great.
I think this is cool. I mean, I kind of agree with him, but WWE has some pretty multiracial stars, you know. I don't know.
Well, not even like multiracial. It's like, you know, I understand Jade Cargill came from WWE, but you also have like Bianca Belair, you have Naomi, you have Trick Williams, you have Carmelo Hayes. Those are the ones that really come into mind as far as like you know, the top black wrestlers that they have in WWE. But I don't know. It's like I understand what he's trying to go for. Like, oh, like the best over here in AEW.
Lashley, Swerve. Yeah, we get it. You know, you have a lot of black wrestlers.
Lashley, now. Swerve, the other black guy. We got them all. Everything's great.
Powerhouse Hobbs. No.
Oh, dude, I love Powerhouse Hobbs so much, great. Man.
He's great.
He's great. Yeah, I know we say he's great a lot, but like we stand Powerhouse Hobbs on this podcast.
I do think he deserves way more than he gets.
Yeah, but like as far as the statement, it's like there's a lot of good black wrestlers in general, like in any company, like WWE, in AEW, in TNA, like they have Moose. Moose fucking kicks ass, man. They got who was the guy that just got injured recently? Chris Bay. He just got injured recently, but he's a great wrestler as well. Like, it's just all over. I understand he wants to say this to like promote the company, so it's like. It's not anything negative.
No, I can, like you just said, semi-agree with it, but then it's a lot of top black talent everywhere. Like,
yeah.
No, I completely agree with you. Going here,
I got like Chinese.
Speaking of black talent, no, I don't know. Is Ricky Starks black? He's kind of like,
I don't know. He's tan.
Caramel. Yeah, he's like caramel colored. Here's Ricky Starks voicing his frustrations over in GCW. Let's take a listen.
Uh-oh.
I think everybody wants a statement from old Ricky Starks, huh? Well, the statement is I'm standing right here in the middle of a GCW ring. And I got a lot of things that I want to get off of my chest. But I want to say first and most importantly, damn, it feels good to be right here back in New Jersey. There was a time when I beat a certain straight-edge superstar and I won the Owen Hart tournament and I came out here and I talked to every single one of you. And before that, I sat in the back biting my nails because I didn't think that anybody would really accept absolute Ricky Starks. And man, did you prove me wrong. and you proved me wrong one more time when I came down the escalator. One thing about me, passion runs through my blood, and I will be damned if I sit at home and I get frozen out. I'll be damned if I sit at home and let my career dwindle. I am 34 years old. I'm healthy. I am goddamn good looking. And most importantly, I am a generational superstar. I am in control every step of the way. I do what I want. I say what I want. I dress how I want. And if you don't like that, you can kiss my black ass.
Okay, so he is black. There you go. Confirmed. There we go. I'm glad we got that confirmed. Because for a little while there, I was wondering, have we seen Danhausen and Ricky Starks in the same room together? Could they be the same person?
Oh no! I like how that's the first thing that pops up. You're just like, oh, there you go.
There you go. No, case closed. He's black.
Man, but after hearing all of this, dude, how the fuck are they not using him?
Yeah, and how
are
does
they not using him?
Like, how does Ricochet not learn? Just from like being around these people, you know,
dude. It's man, it's night and day. It's what a star, man, and he's been gone for so long, has not been used, and man, he cut a hell of a promo, man. I believed everything he said,
and he's not even gone for reasons that we can like justify. Not like when Sammy Guevara got like moved to Ring of Honor or taken off, and it was like, well, Mercedes Moné came, so maybe she's uncomfortable there, or he said this and that about this, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really find any justifiable reasons why he would just be taken off TV, you know?
Yeah, man, it's another misused superstar that should be doing so much more, man, so much more. He has it all, man. I think there was rumors of him like leaving the company, so I think they're just making him run out his contract. I'm not too sure. Then again, it's just a rumor. Don't take my word for it. But holy shit, dude! I want to see him more on my TV.
Yeah, I've always liked Ricky Starks too. He's pretty cool. His theme song is the shit.
Oh, dude, his theme song's so fucking badass.
Yeah, that shit goes hard. He should be ID'd, WD 40'd, WD ID'd.
WWE 40'd.
WWE ID'd. Poor Ricky Starks. He's great. Speaking of other AEW talent, Toni Storm has announced her, quote, retirement from pro wrestling and AEW effective immediately. I'm not used to being a loser. I felt that everything I lost in AEW, I lost in Japan, I lost in Mexico. This is the last you hear from me again. Enjoy Mariah May as your champion. You can all enjoy that. AEW is just fine without me. Everything is going well for AEW. They don't need Toni Storm via SB Nation. What do you think about Toni Storm announcing her, quote, retirement?
That has to be, you think it's kayfabe, right?
It's got to be if they're quoting retirement, putting it in quotes, you know?
Yeah, and then for her to still sound like she's in character.
Yeah, it's got to be like part of her character and her story. Although, man, her boobs look big. Like every time I see her in the ring, her like chest is flat, but her butt's all nice and big. But
yeah, no, she's great too.
She is. She's just really great, and I hope this is like an evolution of her character where I don't know, she goes even more mad or madness, you know. But we'll see, because yeah, her character first was like goofy and funny and silly, but it sort of descended into madness that was like really it was a good character. I think she was like the best part of obviously the women's division, but even AEW for a while, she was like the best thing to tune into.
Yeah, she won was it Pro Wrestling Illustrated's top woman wrestler of the year for this year. Yeah, she was number one. Yeah, and like absolutely well deserved, because she's been working her ass off. I feel like maybe she's just taking like a little vacation, like a well-deserved vacation.
Well,
But
and she's been acting more too, right? Like I think she was in that same movie with Camille, like some wrestling movie.
She was in a wrestling movie?
It was a movie about like a woman wrestler, but I can't remember.
Oh, about the Japanese wrestler, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't know Toni Storm was in there.
I'm pretty sure Toni Storm was in it.
Let me see. Let me look it up. Toni Storm movie? But I feel like she's just like talking like out of kayfabe, you know? Queen of the Ring.
There you go. She was in something where it was like, okay, maybe she's doing other things, so that's cool. You know?
Yeah, Queen of the Ring. Yes. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Mildred Burke, the first ever $1 million female athlete and champion pro wrestler.
Dang.
I guess it has a 8.8 on IMDb.
We'll have to watch it.
Yeah, for sure. One of these days. But I feel like she's just talking like really like kayfabe. Maybe she's just taking a break. But it's weird because she's the third wrestler I think that's saying AEW is fine without me, and I'm just like, I don't know.
I love me $1 million woman, but why is my heart broke? No,
who's that?
That's a Lana Del Rey song, but she's singing about $1 million man.
That's not Summertime Sadness.
No, that song goes hard though too.
It is a good song, yeah.
It's winter though. It's wintertime sadness right now.
Oh, dude, I want to get so cold outside. I can't wait.
Fuck yeah, kill those mosquitoes and ticks. Moving on, still staying in entertainment, Jade Cargill has signed with Paradigm's newly launched The Sports Group for representation in all areas such as film and television. Do you think this is why she was smashed into a car recently? And did you see that? All those pictures?
I think so too. Fucking do you remember when people were like, "Oh, she's not even on TV because she went to WWE to be in TV. She's not even like in movies or anything." It's like, bro, give us some time.
She's gonna be a star, dude. She's like straight up like the female Hulk. Like,
oh, dude, yeah. She could ruin my life.
Or she could be Storm. She could be in the Marvel universe. Like I would fucking believe that completely.
Yeah, she cosplayed as Storm, right? In one of her matches. And I feel like WWE is putting her in like the right direction as far as like teaming with Bianca Belair. Becoming a better wrestler. Like I feel like she's really putting in the effort to make herself better. And it's going to pay off in the end for her. I mean, slowly but surely, it's like small steps here and there. It's kind of like we're past this era where it's not run by Vince McMahon. And, you know, he's like, no one's in fear of not being able to perform in media because Vince doesn't want somebody to be bigger than the company. He doesn't want like another Rock or John Cena where they transition over to mainstream media.
Yeah. Unless they're going to charge like CM Punk, we're going to charge you a little because you're using our name as your name.
Yeah, it's like trademarked. It's like, wait a minute.
WWE, they got to get paid. Next year, speaking of movies, Netflix confirms that what will be available to international markets when WWE moves to the platform in 2025. Weekly episodes of Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, all WWE pay-per-views such as WrestleMania and Royal Rumble, select programming, and historic pay-per-views from the archive.
Thank God, man. I can get rid of Peacock.
I mean, I feel bad because, well, that's like segued into our next bit of news that the WWE Network will officially be shut down on January 1st, 2025. And, I mean, I feel bad because I remember the network signing up for it and it was just $10 and you got all this stuff. And
oh man, it was fucking awesome.
It is great.
The only thing I didn't like about it was like the interface kind of sucked.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing I didn't like. But me, it's like I'm a big wrestling fan, so I was able to know, like, okay, this match was from this pay-per-view from this year. This match was from this pay-per-view of that year. And man, I would just binge watch wrestling all fucking day. And like with the network, I wouldn't have been a fan of NXT like I am now, you know, because like They had the takeovers. I watched that shit religiously. They had their weekly shows. I would watch that shit religiously. That's what got me more into like, well, it actually led me into watching more like Ring of Honor and like Impact Wrestling because I wanted to see like, oh, like these wrestlers are good, and then you hear about other wrestlers getting signed, so you look back on their stuff. It just opened like a whole like variety for me of wrestling in general. But man, that sucks that it's gonna go down. It's heartbreaking. It's like that has to be what, almost 11 years already because it came out in 2014.
Okay, yeah, I didn't even recall when it came out. I just remember, like, I loved being able to watch like old WCW Nitro because I grew up watching the Nitro also, and it was cool to like, man, like go back and like appreciate them as an adult, whether they suck or not. You know what I mean? Like, it's still cool to be able to watch all that old stuff and like hours upon hours upon hours of content. You know what I mean? For $10 a month, it's fucking badass.
It's not bad at all.
No,
I would do the same thing. It's like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch all the pay-per-views from 1997 up until 2010, like up until current when I decide to stop. So I think I watched all the pay-per-views from 97 all the way up to, I want to say like 2013, 2014. And I would just watch them. I'll play them, like, they'd be playing in the background, and some of them I would actually watch.
yeah.
And like for some of them, I'm just like, man, dude, this pay-per-view fucking sucks. Like,
no, it's great white noise. Put one, go to sleep, and it's like 3 hours of just something I could like listen to.
Yeah. It's like something I've seen before, so it's like I don't have to like
Yeah.
pay attention to it. It's like I can have it on in the background, like when I clean or when I'm doing like my schoolwork, or when I did my schoolwork. And it was just nice, and I'll actually sit down and be like, oh yeah, this is a good match, and I'll sit down, I'll rewatch it. But I feel like with the price of Netflix now, it makes me think that it's worth it because I'll be able to finally watch SmackDown, Raw, NXT without having to worry like, oh fuck, I missed it on TV. Then I'm only gonna have to watch highlights. I could go, if I come home from work, I just put it on and I can just fucking watch it.
No, I'm looking forward to the whole audience, another audience that it brings in with people, Netflix. I won't watch it live because we got other things to do, both of us. Like besides watching it live.
Yeah,
but it's good to have it. So I don't think we'll know about the buffering issues and shit, but we'll be able to see, past ones and see how they handle pay-per-views and all that live if we do watch it.
I hope the buffering thing becomes fixed because I know like with the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight, like that buffering issue was a really big thing from what I heard. It was
there was
huge
a lot
issue.
of people watching that shit though. There was like 80 million, 90 million people or something, like a ridiculous amount of people.
Was there really that many?
Yeah, it was huge. Like, yeah, that was a big deal. So I could see why even Netflix was like, holy shit, we didn't know this was going to be that big. And it's like, dude, you should have fucking known, dumbasses.
I know. I didn't think it was going to be that big. I was like, dude, it's only fucking Jake Paul. But it's like, it's Mike Tyson. I get it.
Yeah. No, it was buffering. But that was all the news, I think. We're going to go into the last of it with the botches and whatnot.
Yeah, man.
We're in overtime here, guys. And I don't know.
Playoffs? We want me to talk about playoffs?
What do I have here? Oh, here's this. Here's The Rock as Maui for live action.
He looks fucking cut there.
Have you seen Moana?
Him? I saw the first one. It was pretty all right.
Yeah, there's only one out. You've seen it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. They're making part 2, right?
Yeah. I saw that they announced that and a live action one. So I was like, Jesus, like they really got a lot for The Rock to do. Because they're doing a part 2 and a live action part 1.
Really? So he's going to be doing the live action, correct? He's going to be playing Maui?
And I mean, he probably doing the voice of Maui in part 2 if they're going to bring him back. I'm sure they are.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's but he looks jacked there, man.
My younger niece really likes it, and it's good. It's pretty good.
As much as I talk shit about The Rock for like his movie performances and everything, You're Welcome has to be like a top tier Disney song.
It's good for the newer Disney songs. I'll say
It
that.
really is, man.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything like a newer Disney movie where I'm like, oh, dude, this song fucking slaps.
Yeah, there's nothing memorable like I can think of like Coco. Like I'll remember
Oh,
Coco
Coco. Oh
or
my god.
Encanto, and I can't remember any songs. Maybe Remember Me in Coco.
Remember
right?
Me? Yes, you brought up Encanto. It's We Don't Talk About Bruno.
Yeah, but I've never seen Encanto. I
Oh,
know of
it's
it.
pretty
I've never
good.
seen it. Yeah.
It's weird because I don't want to spoil it too much, but that's like a movie where it doesn't really have like a true villain in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more like a family dynamic. But it's that song We Don't Talk About Bruno. It's fucking like chef's kiss. It's up there. It really is. But man, nothing beats. I really like I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan,
Oh,
and
that song was hard.
that one, and then the one from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Hellfire,
Hellfire.
like
Oh,
fire, hellfire, the burning desire, dude.
it's so
I jam that
evil.
song every now and then.
Dude.
Nothing. I don't think anything beats. I won't say I'm in love from Hercules.
Oh, dude. Who you think kidding?
Yeah,
Easy
that
up to
song.
heaven.
I could
Oh,
listen to
dude.
that song on repeat. Like it's so good.
That one is really good, man. Man, a lot of the old Disney ones, like they had really good fucking songs.
Yeah. No, there's like whole soundtracks that are fucking good. Like the whole Hercules soundtrack to me is really good.
That one, and even Phil Collins in fucking the Tarzan movies.
It's
Yeah,
all right.
man.
I
You don't like
I
those?
think it's overrated. I think it's overrated. It's good. I just think it's over.
Nah, I feel you. I totally get it, man. But it's for me. I think number one is "I'll Make a Man Out of You" for sure.
That song does go hard. It really does.
You ever hear the Jackie Chan version? He sings it in Mandarin.
Does he?
Yeah, dude, it's really good. It's really fucking good.
I gotta learn Mandarin.
I got a Mandarin.
He's just eating a Mandarin.
Just,
Let's get down to business.
to go learn Chinese.
What do we have here? What else? On the new or on botches, right? Linda McMahon's attorney told the Washington Post that she and Vince McMahon are separated.
I would hope so.
Well, did you see that she got nominated for Secretary of Education by Trump?
Yeah.
I was talking about it in my other podcast. That's all funny. Everywhere podcast for that if she's the Secretary of Education, I hope she allows schools to have the DX T-shirts so we don't get suspended for having our shirts that say "Suck It."
Dang. Funny story that you brought that up. In 6th grade, I don't know if my friend watches this. It's my friend Josh. So Josh, if you're watching this, I love you, man. But me and my friend Josh, we were in middle school together, and he had the shirt, the DX shirt with the cartoon characters on it, and then on the back it showed their asses.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the girls in our class ratted him out and told the teacher, so they made him change his shirt.
Bullshit. Yeah,
I was like, what a bitch.
Us saying "suck it," it's like doing the crotch thing would get us in trouble.
Dude, yeah, my same friend, he did the same thing to the teacher. He got in trouble for it. But like the back was turned, and like the same bitch like ratted him out again. It's like, damn, bitch, don't you got anything better to do? Like, shut up. Dang.
And that bitch is Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, and I don't know who the fuck that.
I don't know what her name is, man.
AOC.
AOC? Yeah.
AOC. No, I don't know.
But I don't know, man. I don't know too much about politics. It's but I know a lot of people are saying she faked her education degree, which is like, I don't know how someone could do that, but I feel like it's not impossible.
Yeah. No, you're right. There's a lot of ways to. I know I've faked a doctor's excuse for work. So.
Oh yeah, you showed me it. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah, it
man,
looked
this
pretty
looks
good.
professional. This is
Yeah,
good.
yeah. There's ways to do it now pretty easily. But if they really looked into it, no, I wouldn't have gotten away with it. What do we have here? Here's CM Punk via Instagram. Here's him with
Shit.
his family.
Dude, is that Paul Heyman?
I think that is Paul Heyman. That's an old ass. It's
Man.
black and white. Like they couldn't even do the whole picture black and white. His part's black and white.
Oh shit, dude. It's like they all went to high school together. What the fuck? CM Punk looks like he belongs in American History X.
I thought that was Eminem for a second. I was like, who the fuck?
I spit everywhere.
Slim Shady.
Oh man, that was Marshall Mathers before Slim Shady.
Yeah, when he was just Marshall Mathers. Yeah, on my name is.
Oh shit, dude, that's so funny. What a picture.
What do we have here? Oh, the real family. They always stick together. They need 60 seconds to get to the point. Smart enough to make their own decisions. Non-family member looks like them, so it's not confusing. They bring the boom. Here, they're fighting their own family. They need 30 minutes to get to the point. Need wise men to make decisions for them. Non-family member looks nothing like them, so it's confusing. They bring nothing but drama.
This is so stupid, man. They bring the boom. Oh shit! What a time to be alive.
What else do I have here? Let's see. Oh, this says, what is the pro wrestling equivalent of this Muhammad Ali moment? And it's William Regal with a picture of Chungus.
Oh shit! Oh man, I'm about to throw up. What the fucking thing?
That's the Muhammad Ali moment of our generation.
Oh shit! I can't look at this picture. So sorry. Oh shit! I'm so sorry.
I don't know why this was a memory in someone's head. Like, I gotta share this picture.
Fucking big chunk. It's so stupid. I hate people so much. Oh shit. Okay. I need to like my breath. I'm about to pass out.
Lastly here on the podcast, what the fuck is this GIF?
Oh my god.
I love
Oh man, dude.
Who's that? Is that Otis and Trish?
No, that's Otis and Mandy Rose.
Okay, it looks like Trish. And then they go to Kurt Angle.
good for Mandy. Good for Mandy Rose. Yeah, good for Mandy Rose.
Good for Mandy Rose. Otis is a fucking man. That's a man.
I know. What a chiseled man. It's so stupid. This gif is so stupid. Oh my god.
But yeah, that's 52 weeks with Lorenzo and Gabe. No,
he said the magic word.
That's all kayfabe, guys. I want to thank everyone for listening, watching, liking, subscribing, sharing, carrying. Everyone, appreciate the whole year we've been this. Appreciate Gabe for being here. Thank you to everyone and Gabe. What do you want to say to people, Gabe?
You took the words out of my mouth, man. Man, I'm so lightheaded from laughing so much. What a way to end 1 year of That's All Kayfabe, man. Holy fucking shit. With Big Chungus. Who would have known we would have started off our podcast by talking about CM Punk returning to WWE and ending 1 year with Big Chungus. Oh, dude.
Muhammad Ali moment right there.
Muhammad Ali moment, dude. But in all seriousness, though, thank y'all again for 1 year of joining us. You know, our dumb little podcast. You know, just bullshitting about wrestling and everything. Again, thank y'all again for liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting that notification bell, leaving a 5-star review on Spotify. Everything, all that, it helps out the channel.
Yep. No, thank everyone for being here, and we'll see y'all next week with other wrestling stuff. Everyone take care. Bye.